Hi, I'm Joe, welcome to Rookie Review. In this episode, we'll be reviewing Shane Black's bitterly disappointing The Predator. You should have stayed dead, Hawkins. This poster alone is legitimately better than the movie itself. It's funny that a movie franchise as iconic and beloved as Predator only actually has one decent installment. Yes, the Predator race has always been cool with its raster assassins, and for me has always been the superior intergalactic baddie in comparison to Cameron's xenomorphs. However, when critiquing the quality of the movies, nothing has come close to the 80s macho cheese fest of the classic 1987 original. Bursting with testosterone, masculinity and steroids, the original Predator was loud, action-packed but also strangely intelligent, with its inverting of 80s action tropes, as it took real-life He-Men like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers and Jesse the Body Ventura and made them the quivering, outmatched prey. The movie remains for me one of the standouts of the 80s, an era bursting with fun and originality. On paper, Predator is a concept that should very easily have spawned into a long-running and successful brand that could have transcended its 80s context, and became a permanent fixture of the multiplexes, but this sadly wasn't meant to be. To be fair, every installment of the franchise since the original has tried to do something new and interesting. The sequel took the setting from the jungles of Central America to the concrete jungle of a contemporary LA. However, in the changing landscape and culture of the early 90s, Predator 2 just didn't work, especially with its miscast lead of Danny Glover. Then every fanboy's dreams came true when Predator faced off against Alien on the big screen. Alien vs Predator tried to give a legit and clever reason for these two beasties facing off. However, the movie didn't go all in and was just too cheap and incredibly dark. Seriously, go rewatch it, it's like they forgot to hire a lighting crew for the entire shoot. With Alien vs Predator Requiem, both the Predator and Alien franchises hit new lows, while the Robert Rodriguez produced Predators was a commendable, if overly familiar attempt at revitalising the franchise. But then, finally, off in the distance, on a white horse roaming into the barren landscape that was a good Predator movie, Shane Black, fresh off a billion-dollar hit in Iron Man 3 and one of the best movies of 2016, The Nice Guys, came and staunchly stated that he would take the Predator franchise and make it into a must-see cinematic event that would rival the likes of Marvel and Star Wars at the box office. And what did we get? The shittest standalone Predator movie yet. Black seemed like the perfect fit, an original cast member who became one of the hottest scriptwriters of the late 80s and early 90s, who was having a renaissance with his career, churning out mega hits and some of his finest work to date, who seemed to genuinely care for the franchise and want to give it the proper sequel it deserved. The stars may have aligned, and the intention may have been sincere, but this movie is absolute garbage. The plot is convoluted and lacks sense. The rate at which predators have been heading to Earth has rapidly increased as they are aware of global warming and know they haven't got much time to hunt us down on our planet. Okay, so far so good. A renegade predator is immediately introduced as being hunted down by a super predator. Jesus, that turned so bad so quickly. Hope it doesn't get any worse. The rebel predator is being hunted as it feels sorry for the human race and wants to give us a predator defeating weapon in order that we can fight back. What the actual f***? So right off the bat it appears Black is trying to take the big baddie figure of the Predator and make it a smart ally, maybe even a protagonist with a personality, as opposed to a sneaking, lurking antagonist. But no, absolutely no valid reason or motive is given to the little helpful Predator who could, or his mission. And the lack of sense doesn't stop there. A young kid who appears to have some antisocial disorder can apparently read and understand the Predator's language. What? And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities almost instantaneously. Jesus, Shane, what were you thinking? Or smoking? The main plot appears to be that a ragtag group of army criminals must save the boy from the Super Predator, as well as try and secure the Predator-killing present before the Super Predator can get a hold of it. Now, it may appear as though I may not have seen the movie or paid much attention due to my uncertainty, but believe me, I did. However, this movie is so awfully edited together, with pieces that have clearly been reshot due to poor test screenings, that at times it is entirely unclear what nation we're in, never mind what is going on, which makes the entire plot hard to follow. Add in a healthy dose of eye-rolling coincidences, stupid plot holes and a meandering plot, and you have a movie that appears to have been chopped and changed by committee, rather than a talented writer-director on top of his form. This movie tries to introduce new aspects to the Predator lore and species, however it's nothing groundbreaking or all that interesting, and you'll never truly engage with the plot as you just don't care about the characters. Quinn McKenna, played by miscast Boyd Holbrook, has none of the charm or charisma to be a lead in a summer blockbuster that needs to be tongue-in-cheek, and his delivery of corny lines that the 80s would have been too embarrassed to utter is awkward and shameful. And are we supposed to believe that a Predator can take down Carl Weathers and Jesse the Body Ventura, but not this grumpy schmuck? The motley crew that joins McKenna on his misadventure are more lovable and quirky than interesting and morally grey. However, this is the one aspect of the movie Black gets right, as the random humour, banter and camaraderie these characters have, especially between Keegan-Michael Key's Coyle and Thomas Jane's Tourette-suffering Baxley, works in an offbeat Shane Black sort of way. Olivia Munn sadly offers nothing more than the stereotype badass chick that can hold her own with the rough and tough fellas. On the whole, the relationships between the characters are underdeveloped, which means when lives are on the line, there is no emotional attachment between the characters themselves or the characters and the audience. However, Sterling K. Brown hams it right up to 11 and enjoyably chews on more scenery than a Predator chews on a fresh spinal cord. This movie is perhaps the worst offender in the franchise for no other reason than it's just so bland. The setting is Nowheresville, USA, with most of the action taking place in deserted schools, deserted football fields, or deserted woods. The suburban setting makes the horror and drama feel inconsequential as the stakes feel low. The Halloween suburban setting, and so much focus on the young kid, feels as though Fox are trying to cash in on some Stranger Things love, as opposed to being faithful to the franchise's past, to the point it feels as if the Predators are playing second fiddle in their own movie. There is no build-up or tension with regards to the reveal or introduction of the Predators, as opposed to the original movie, which showed so much restraint when it came to showing the big baddie. And the introduction to the super enhanced Predator falls flat, as a creature is just presented as a big dumb lumbering CGI asshole that isn't a patch on the original cackling menace. This is a Predator. This is what it's supposed to look like. Cool badass. The one in that movie. Hashtag not my Predator. Though Black fails miserably with regards to writing a tight and engaging script, he excels when it comes to a lot of the action scenes, as this is the most intense, rapid and energetic interpretation of a Predator on a brutal and violent rampage we've ever seen, and still remains one of the great cinematic creature designs. However, the scenes depicting Predator being a big game hunter are surprisingly few and far between, and though there are moments of gore, this movie lacks any true horror, thrills or suspense. This movie doesn't feel like it's paying homage to the 80s, instead it feels like that it's a bad movie from that day and age, when stupid producers believed bigger automatically meant better. What we have on our hands is yet another disappointing and bad installment of a franchise which seems destined to be only remembered for one and one good movie only. The ending of this movie has the gall to tease up a potential follow-up, though based on the disappointing box office and impending Disney acquisition of 20th Century Fox, it seems unlikely that this franchise will get a reboot anytime soon. Even if by some miracle this movie does make a profit and another Predator movie is greenlit, I would rather Shane Black leave the butchering to the actual Predator, and not ruin the legacy of the franchise or its attachment to it any further, and instead make a Nice Guys 2 or a Doc Savage movie. Therefore, I sadly give the Predator 2.5 rookie reels out of 5. Well, that was our review. Make sure to like, share and subscribe, as well as check out our other reviews of 2018's best and worst. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Go a little bit half of the chat, a little bit lower for the chat. A bit closer. Whoa, it's free! And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities. And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities almost instantaneously. And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities almost instantaneously. And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities almost instantaneously. I can't say instantaneously. And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities. And the Predator species can evolve and enhance their abilities almost instantaneously.
Say it normally.
Instantaneously. Liked what you saw and have an interest for travel and adventure? Check out our other YouTube channel, Roman Rookies, as we travel across 14 countries in an 11-month whirlwind of fun and excitement. Just click here or the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.